Hello, today is 2025, January 7th, and I am in Houston, Texas. This is the current place that I am living, and I want to record a short video about my testimony with God, but it's not a complete testimony, it's just the first part. So in 2018, I was in China after my birthday. And first, let me tell you, I was a painter and a writer already in China, and I finished 3 novels at that time, and one was published, and I was looking for the investors to make my books to be movies, romantic love stories, because this is what I always loved, and I had great passion to make beautiful Chinese movies at that time. And I had an agent, but this guy, he promised me many beautiful things. Basically, none of these things really happened. So that year, 2018, after my birthday, because there was a birthday party, and after the birthday, I decided it's time, to get rid of all these things, and I need to really focus on my future seriously, not trusting anyone so easily. And during that time, it was a very hard time, and I remember I was not happy. It was a very stressful time, and for me, and every night, I looked at the sky. I was living in the first floor. I have a beautiful little garden in Shanghai, China, and I have a cute dog. I was living with my mom, and every night I was in the garden. I just look at the sky, and I was talking to the sky for like 1 hour for I think 1 month or 2 months. Short periods of time, but it was hard thinking about this, a girl at night, every night, staring at the sky, talking to the sky, and she had no idea who's listening. She just really didn't know who to talk to, so just talk to the sky, and I was doing that, and I cried, when I was talking to the sky, and I think, someone is in the sky, because he was listening. And very soon, my birthday was in May, and very soon in June, all of a sudden, some people I knew before, or I've never met, and they came to my life telling me they're Christian. For example, like a guy, he was in my WeChat list. I had no idea he was a Christian, and all of a sudden he came to me and preached Jesus. And there was another lady, a beautiful sister, older sister, and she was in my WeChat list for a long time, and all of a sudden I was invited to her church. And also I went to some movie festivals, and I knew some people, and they're like solid Christian. And I remember that event is a movie, it is in a movie festival, and it's about movies from Israel. That's so interesting, The Lord made everything so beautifully, and I had no idea, what he was doing in my life, but he's really working in my life, I know. And that elder brother, he preached gospel to me and brought me to the church. So all of a sudden in June, there were so many Christians in my life, and I started going to different churches, and I listened to the sermon. And I remember one day, there was a female pastor who was preaching. That is video, because that church is in Taiwan, and they're having their little secret place for gathering in Shanghai. Of course, they don't want the government know who they are or what they're doing, and they also have their kids ministry, And this is not allowed in China. So they're doing this secretly. And I was there and I listened to the female pastors preaching. And all of a sudden, I started to cry. It never happened to me. Never. I went to Buddha temple before. I was curious about muslin, I learned the CCP theory in China. I learned different things. I was curious of everything. I just want to learn different things because I want to learning, but I didn't know which is the truth, and I didn't believe any of them. I was just playing around because I don't know what is the truth. And all of a sudden, when I heard someone preaching, and I started to cry, it couldn't come from me. It should come from God. So I remember that day coming home, and very soon there was something happen, and that's how I knew that God was so real. I was planning coming to America. It's really also not my plan because I didn't have any interest going to any other country to live. I think I had an easy life in China, not like so easy, but I didn't need to worry of everything. Clothes, food, where to live, and cars to drive, friends. I didn't need to worry about any of these things in China. So why I planned coming to America, because also at that time there was a guy, I believe the Lord was using that guy to bring me to America. Otherwise I would never come here. It's not my choice. Seriously, it costs so much money to live in America in a complete strange land. I don't like these difficult things, but the Lord was doing things in this way to train me, to let me bear fruits. So that guy, he's been living in America for over 30 years. He's in the movie industry. First, we didn't know that who he really is in America, because people in China, when we connect with these people, these Chinese people in America, most of the time they actually fake who they are, and we don't know. When we're in China, we cannot just find out who they really are, and we trust them just so easily, because people don't really have lots of wisdom. And I was like that too, at that time. And he was telling us, I have a movie school in Hollywood. I'm living in California. And Suilin, I can make your books, to be beautiful movies, if you want. So this is a good opportunity, for you to get involved in the Hollywood movie industry. And I think, well, it sounds good. And he asked us for money. And everything just, it went smoothly. And I didn't, I trusted this guy too much. I didn't think that he can be a liar. So the Lord was using this guy to bring me here. And so I was preparing coming to America. I didn't have my visa yet. That's another story. I'll just record a very beginning first part, because it's a very, very long story, and I will record the things into different little stories. So I was preparing coming to America, and also I was registering my trademarks in China, because I want to do business. Like if you make a movie and clothes, these actors, actresses, they wear all the bags, they carry these type of things. I want to create these products I like creating things. I like being busy. These are interesting things. For me, I want to do that. So I was registering my trademark, and while I was doing that, a lawyer who my friends introduced to me, they think these people are reliable people, and they told me you have to register a company. And I trusted them again because they look so professional, and sometimes you really don't know who you can trust because they always look professional, look good, nice. And so I was trying to register a company, but my mom told me not to. She said that's a deception. It can't work out in this way. But I said, Mom, these attorneys, they told me I had to, and I had to listen to them. So we had arguments. I didn't listen to my mom, and my mom didn't trust these people, and I was struggling. I don't know what to do. And Mom also told me, you're going to America, you cannot register any Chinese companies here, It can bring you troubles. So when we were struggling, and I was, because I was in the church already, so I started to pray. I was learning praying to the Lord. I didn't know how. I was just talking to Him. Treating Him like my friend, my dad. I was talking to Him. What should I do, God? And I cried again, because it was a kind of time of confusion for me. And I remember one night very clearly while I was sleeping. I never really had dreams before I became a Christian. I had very, very few dreams because I always slept very, very well. I didn't have lots of dreams, especially, these prophetic dreams. No, I'm not a dreamer. I'm just working, not that much, but I was a very realistic person. I trust working hard day by day, not dreaming anything and expecting these beautiful dreams become real. I just put my dreams in my heart and work on them. So one night in my dream, I heard an audible voice, very loud, very, very loud. Middle-aged man, strong, powerful man's voice. I have never heard of this voice. It's so interesting. Very powerful voice. And he was talking to me in Chinese. Perfect Chinese, not English, not any dialect. Perfect Chinese. And he talked to me for one sentence, just one sentence. He didn't tell me who he was. He didn't say, hey, I am, who, I'm from where, now I'm telling you this, that. I didn't see any pictures, no visions, no dream, just audible voice, one sentence, so clearly. And he said, don't open a company. In Chinese, 不许开公司. 不许开公司. Don't open any company. I was so shocked. I woke up. I didn't get up. I was just lying in my bed, opened my eye, and kept sleeping. And I was wondering, what was that? Who was talking to me? I never heard any audible voice in the spiritual life in my entire life before that. And the next day, I told my mom, and I was wondering the whole time, that day. And in the afternoon, I learned that I really didn't need to open a company from a professional platform. So I could register my trademarks in China, but I didn't need to open any company. That's really a deception. That afternoon, the next afternoon, after I heard the audible voice in my dream the previous night, and I knew that the sentence I heard in my dream was real. Don't open any company. That's true. So I was wondering who was really talking to me, because the thing that he told me became real the next day. And I started to questioning people in the church. Did God talk? Did God talk in the Bible? Did God talk to you before? Because the only answer I could figure out was that it was God, no one else who could do that. But I didn't know that God could talk, because I was learning New Testament. I didn't know, in the Old Testament, God talked a lot to people in their dreams. I didn't know. So I got the answer from the church. Read Old Testament. And also I got an answer from a brother. He told me he heard God's audible voice only one time, and he told me his story. And I realized, it really could be God, because it looks like God really talks to people, even if I'm a new Christian, because he's been he's been a Christian for a long time. But he heard God's audible voice. That's really another story. I don't want to talk about this right now. So I was very, very shocked. And this is how I knew that he is a living God. He's real. No one talked to me. Anything in my dream, in my life. I was 33 that year. I'm turning 40. I was 33. For the entire 33 years, I haven't heard anything from the spiritual world. I never saw anything. Vision, dreams, angels, demons, nothing in my life. And all of a sudden, I heard God's audible voice. And I started to see open-eye vision just this close before my face. And I started to have more prophetic dreams. It's just so unbelievable. And very soon, I came to America. Who did this? God, Jesus, Heavenly Father, Yahweh, God, Holy Spirit. They did it. It's not me. So, this is the first part of my testimony. Very little part. I have too many stories I want to share in the future. And if I miss anything, any detail, I will tell you in the future. And I hope, you can hear God's audible voice too one day in the future. Because when you really seek Him, I think I didn't know who I was seeking, but I surely was seeking something. I was talking to the sky, and someone in heaven, in the sky, heard me sing. And He answered me. So, for me, it's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful beginning. And have a nice day. I'm in Houston, Texas, early morning. Right now it's 6:47, 2025, January 7th. Have a nice day. Bye. God bless you.